see that again on the replay.
Tuesday night poker! Let's go!
Ship it on home to daddy.
Matt's crashing in Pratt here at Jordan and I's house. We played last night. I made 272 and I think he made something like 350. Both of us won. Time to head to Wichita now, catch another cash game, and continue the good start to the week. But first, so right now, it is Sunday night. Fast forward from Tuesday to Sunday. Just got done with the session on Super Bowl Sunday. But I had not recorded any hands that I had played this week. So, I'm gonna do that now. In this very first hand, I pick up 9-10 of spades under the gun. This is at the 1-2 game. We are actually 600 effective in this hand. I open under the gun to $15. That's actually a standard raise in this game. I know that's quite large for 1-2. The player immediately to my left under the gun +1 3-bets me. This is an old man, very loose passive. He is not going to be getting out of line here. He definitely has either a big pair or an ace-king type hand. Folds all the way around to the big blind, who's quite an active player. He also has $600. He calls the 3-bet. I went to 15, other guy went to 45. He calls the 3-bet to 45. It's on me. I decide there's enough implied odds with this hand, so I'm gonna make the $30 call. The flop, 4 of spades, king of diamonds, jack of hearts. So we flop a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. First player checks, I check, and the initial 3-better puts out a $45 bet. The big blind player calls. I decide that if I hit my gutter ball here, I'm definitely gonna get paid. If not, I may be able to bluff my way out of this hand with enough different turn cards. So I call the turn. Queen of Hearts. The money card. The big blind checks, I check. Under the gun +1 puts out a $150 bet. Great news. The big blind calls. It's on me. I play all my chips. Start sliding them in the middle. Under the gun +1 calls. The big blind calls. We turn over our hand, we show the 9-10 of spades. The river, unfortunately, is an offsuit 10. So we definitely get counterfeited. The big blind just throws his cards in the muck. Under the gun +1 shows ace king. So we end up winning a massive side pot from the big blind player. Under the gun +1 actually only had about 300 in that hand. But here's the kicker. Here's the real interesting spot of the hand. After the big blind player had lost the hand, he walked over to another guy in the room. The other guy in the room asked him what he had, said he had the nut flush draw. This dude looks at him and he says, if you had the nut flush draw, you had the nuts on the river, dude. The big blind player was so consumed with the fact that he missed his flush draw that he didn't realize he made a straight on the river. That was quite a costly mistake on his end, but it was very great for us, and so we ended up shipping that pot, or at least the side pot, our way. We were not gonna play cards yesterday, but we did. We did officially play cards. We played cards at the home game in Hutchinson, and we got them. Plus 739, which is a great night down there, so I'm pretty amped. But now, it's Thursday, just got done feeding cows with my wife. Hashtag farm wife. It's dog park time with the son. He's so excited! So Jordan is still at the dog park with Odie. I don't have nothing but a sweatshirt on, so I got a little chilly out there. So I'm sitting in the car like a baby. At 6:30, we got dinner at the brand new steakhouse here in town. So I got a record player for Christmas. Jordan and I stopped in the record store in Hutchinson that's new. Decided to get this little gem. The Greatest Hits Albums 1 and 2! Boom!
Not only am I a farm wife with a capital F, but also a farm wife with a capital PH.
Boom, baby! Ship it to daddy!
Daddy, don't do this. Look at that.
Sorry.
Why are you crying?
I told you we put it in too early.
Oh, it's just a little dry. It's fine.
I told you.
Official review of the new steakhouse in Hutch. Appetizer was cheese fries. 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, that was the best part of the meal. Caesar salad might be the most disappointing Caesar salad I've ever had. 3 out of 10. The rolls, I was not a big fan of. However, the other 3 in the party were. I give them a 3 out of 10. The steak, drum roll. 4 out of 10. Slightly overcooked. Once again, I'm a rare guy, all right? I can do medium rare. It was slightly above medium rare. Just was not that good. Will we be back? I'm sure, because it's about the only steakhouse in Hutch, but I think driving the hour/hour and a half to Wichita to get a better steak is well worth the drive. Tune in next week for Devin Ganabin's food reviews. It is
Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday night poker, well, Friday day poker. I think I'm probably going to the 1-2 game. Not 100% certain yet, but we got to get on the road. This next hand, we are 1,000 effective. Playing pretty deep at this 1-2 game. I raised $15 under the gun with ace king off, and my buddy, he made the vlog, dude, sitting immediately to my left, calls, folds all the way around, and we are heads up to a flop of 8-8-5 rainbow. I check, and he checks also. The turn is a 3, but it brings in a backdoor spade draw. I have a red ace king off. I check, and now he actually overbets. He bets $60. I don't ever think he's gonna bet $60 and overbet with a 5 or a 3 here. That'd just be super unorthodox. I mean, I guess he could do it, but I just don't see a reason to. So, you guys already saw that I like to call it queen high. Ace high is practically the nuts. I'm calling the $60 bet. The river, offsuit deuce, no draws get there other than the 4-6. I check and he bets a solid $150. After a long and careful deliberation, I move my chips forward and we ship it on home to daddy. Boom, 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 boom. High fives around, yeah. A hero call that went our way for the vlog. Sunday poker, we got splash pots tonight. $100 for a 6-point touchdown, $125 for a 7-point, and $150 for a 2-point conversion. Field goals are $100 and $150. Kick returns, punt returns, that's $500. An INT for a touchdown, a pick 6, that's $500. And if the team that is behind in the last 60 seconds comes back to win with a game-scoring drive in the final minute of the game, that's a $1,000 splash pot. Ship it to daddy! So I'm gonna do a new segment on my videos each week, and it's gonna be called What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share 2 hands, and I want you guys to have a discussion in the comments about what you would do in these hands. In this very first hand, we are $350 effective. At our 1-2 game, I open the button with King 10 off to $15. The small blind folds and a fairly loose player, the same guy that was in my Ace King hand, calls the $15. The flop, Queen, Queen, 9, Rainbow. The big blind player actually leads out for $30. So he donks into me for 30 bucks on a Queen, Queen, 9 board. I have King 10, so I flop a gutter to the nuts. Well, a gutter to the nuts straight. I have all the strong queens in my range. I have all the pocket 9s. And I also have all the aces, kings, jacks, so on and so forth. If I had a queen in this spot, I'm probably not going to raise. So what I decide to do is I'm going to call the flop. I have a gutter. If I miss my gutter, I can still bluff at it on the turn. If he checks or if he bets, I can raise him. So I call the $30. The turn is a glorious offsuit jack, but he continues. This time, he bets $60. I decide that I'm going to re-raise. I feel like it's quite apparent that he probably has a queen by now. If he's going to bet 2 streets like this on that scary of a card, quite a few draws get there, pocket jacks get there, and he's not slowing down. A deuce would be a different story. He could still be bluffing or semi-bluffing with a 9. So I put in a raise to 160, and he goes all in for the 350 effective. So my question to you guys is, what do you do? Are you always beating this spot? We have the nuts straight. If we call and he has a boat, we're drawing stone dead. Does he have enough king queens, ace queens, and queen 10s in his range for us to make this call? What do you guys do versus a total unknown in your shoes? I know we've already put a lot of money into the pot. Let me know what you do. In my last hand of the vlog, there is a couple limps. This is at the 1-2 game. The button, who's a loose passive player, he's going to be only raising with the goods here because he doesn't get very aggressive. Opens to 10. It's on us in the small blind. We look down at pocket 10s. There's no real reason to 3-bet here. We're either flipping or way behind. Like, he never has 9s. So he either has ace king, ace queen, or he has a bigger pair than ours. I decide to call with the intentions of set mining, and the big blind calls. The flop, Jack 10 4 with 2 diamonds. I check, the big blind checks, the initial raiser puts out a $25 bet. Because I put him on such a strong range, I sized quite large on my re-raise here. I went to $100. The big blind folds, and the initial aggressor tanks for a while but calls. The turn is quite possibly the grossest card, well, not the grossest card, but a pretty gross card, and it's the 9 of diamonds. I check, and the button puts out a $135 bet. So here's the second hand. What are you guys doing in this spot with your set of 10s? The flush got there, and King Queen got there. My personal assessment is he hardly ever has King Queen, and the only flush combinations that I see is Ace King of diamonds and Ace Queen of diamonds. I just don't see a whole lot of combinations of flushes, and I don't see a whole lot of combinations of King Queen. What are you guys doing on this scare card? Congratulations on making the vlog.